All right. Again, good evening, everyone. My name is Derek Brown, top producer with Mediterra, Bellator, and Miracle Cash and more. And tonight is my distinct pleasure to share with you all what we feel is one of the most phenomenal opportunities I know that I've come across in 30 plus years. And, you're definitely going to want to thank the person that invited you to this presentation this evening. Now, a little bit about myself very quickly. I reside in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, and I've had tremendous success in the home based business industry. But I have to be very frank with you all, I'm no different than anybody else within the sound of my voice. Been through the exact same thing that everybody else deals with, the corporate America run. And I know, a lot of people still doing that as well. I don't ever knock jobs. I just call them just over broke opportunity. No, I'm just kidding. But I've been a business owner as well, brick and mortar, traditional brick and mortar businesses. But I ran into this industry well over 30 years ago. And I have to tell you, it really enlightened me. Number one, not only gave me my financial freedom, but it also allowed me to get my time freedom as well, which I found to be just as important because I know several, professional athletes, attorneys, doctors, and they make incredible income, but they all complain about the same thing. They say, Derek, I'm tired of working, you know, 60, 70, 80 hours a week to make this type of income. And so a lot of them have become interested, especially in this particular opportunity, because it allows them to still receive the same, if not a lot more, of the income they're used to, but then allows them that time freedom as well. So without further ado, again, I'm here to introduce a concept to you, a technology. And what it actually is, it's a software in the fintech space, in the financial technology space, right? That has a real world value. There's a lot of stuff out there. They talk about cryptocurrency tokens and all this other stuff, but they really don't have a real world application, which is why a lot of them are here today and gone tomorrow, to be frank with you. So tonight you're here to hear about a technology. I call it a digital vending machine, literally, that you don't have to maintain, you don't have to refill, and there's no monthly fees or anything like that at all. You acquire it one time and it literally pays you for life, right? So, one of the questions I have for you before we get started is, are you earning cryptocurrency daily? Now, you might be a trader, you might not know anything about cryptocurrency, but have you positioned yourself to be able to earn cryptocurrency daily, right? Without having to actually sell something or get someone else involved in something. Because again, you're about to hear about a company that has a technology that allow businesses around the world to be able to receive cryptocurrency as a form of payment. Well, those cryptocurrency transactions have to be validated. All transactions on the blockchain have to be validated. And we're here tonight to talk to you about the actual technology or node that allows you to position yourself to gain ownership of it. Listen to me close, and literally not have to do anything else other than receive payment. So I'm going to play a quick video for you because one of the things I love about this particular clip is the fact that he states he doesn't trade cryptocurrency and he doesn't buy cryptocurrency. You don't have to do any of that. So this particular individual is not directly affiliated with our company, but he explains so eloquently exactly what our nodes can position you and I to do. So I have a few short clips that I'm going to show you tonight as we have this brief conversation, right? Then I'm going to show you the numbers and we'll be done. So with that, turn your speakers up and let's listen to this first clip super closely.
Did make millions of dollars in crypto, but I don't trade crypto and I don't buy crypto. I make it. So I started making Bitcoin at $220. That in itself is crazy. We started mining Bitcoin. We were making a lot of money. We were like, man, if Bitcoin ever gets to $10,000, we're going to be rich. This guy that was mentoring me, he was worth $100 million. I became one of his top guys. And at that time, I didn't know anybody worth that kind of money. It just sounds preposterous to the average person. For the next 7 years, I learned software instead of hardware mining. So when you mine Bitcoin, you have a physical piece of machine. You plug it into the network. It confirms confirms transactions, you make Bitcoin. On the platform that we launched, which was a company called Gala Games, we worked at Snoop, the death row chain that Snoop gave me, kind of crazy. And instead of hardware, we had software. So these software nodes will confirm transactions on the blockchain. Every time you buy something on that blockchain, sell something, move some money back and forth, there's a fee. That fee goes up in the cloud and it's split evenly between the node owners. So that very first blockchain that we launched, I'm going to put 15,000 in. And for 2.5 years, those nodes just confirmed transactions. I had about 17 million tokens in my wallet. I watched it go from less than a penny to 5 cents, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 84 cents in a matter of like 5 months. So I went from $11,000 in software nodes to having over 11.4 million liquid currency.
Absolutely phenomenal. From $11,000 in software nodes to over 11 million in liquid currency. Now, one of the things a lot of people in crypto, when it first emerged, and for several years after, one of the ways that you could passively earn cryptocurrency was by acquiring, as he just stated, and they actually showed a picture of the machines, you were able to acquire these mining machines, but they were expensive. They were cumbersome, right? I know some people had to like get a shed, or some people, even rent a warehouse, which was very expensive. Then you had to buy the equipment, but it would also run your utility bill sky high. Well, see, that was the alpha stage of cryptocurrency. Well, we're in the beta or the Web3 stage of cryptocurrency now. You don't have to do any of that. It's now software that you acquire. And as he said clearly, anytime you buy or sell or move cryptocurrency, right, it has to be validated. And these nodes validate those transactions. And it's almost like having a toll booth on the blockchain superhighway. Anytime anybody does anything they're doing all day, every day, while you're asleep, has to come through that node validation as a toll booth and leave a little something there for you, right? So understand, my question to you tonight is, what if you had an opportunity to participate in the largest industry on the planet? See, understand the blockchain, if you don't know about it, you want to take some time to learn about it, because I call it the biggest invention of our lifetime. Since you've been on the planet, since your parents were on the planet and your parents' parents and beyond, the blockchain is the most important thing that's been invented. Now, what's funny is several years ago, or just a few years ago, the government was talking against it, right? They were literally talking against it. Now, our current administration, and I'm not talking politics, I don't care what you think or personally feel about our current administration, you better pay attention, because the president has made it clear, we have it on video, he said he's going to make the United States the crypto capital of the world, period. So you also need to understand that we're not going to, but we're now in a digital society with AI technology, and the fact that you don't even need your credit card with you or cash nowadays. All you need is your phone for the most part, right? And you can buy, sell, transact, do whatever you need to do. But understand this, now is your opportunity not to be fearful of something that we're in and definitely going to, but to get ahead of it and potentially make yourself wealthy, ladies and gentlemen, right? So now, let me say this first and foremost. I am not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. And past performance is never indicative of future results. But one thing I do show people is how to change their zip code using common sense. Okay. So also, not only what if you could participate in the largest industry on the planet, but what if you could generate a passive income stream that will outlive your grandchildren? I want you to think about that, because I'm not a scholar in this area, but there's a phenomenal book out there that says a good man or woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. What are most of us doing? We can't be in that mindset, because most of us are barely taking care of what's in our immediate realm, which is our kids, right? Right? Well, in addition to that, what if you could participate and purchase this product one time, but get paid for it for life? I want you to think about that. Would you take action, or would you procrastinate? And what if there was a limited amount of time to take action? because I want you to make sure that you stay tuned to the very end, because I have some phenomenal news to share with each and every one of you. Okay? So, with that, again, remember, I have a few short clips I'm going to show you, but this next one, I'm going to need you to pay close attention to, because it's going to give you clarity on our opportunity and how powerful this is, right? So, you're going to hear about Bellator and Miracle Cash tonight, and Metaterra. Metaterra is our holding company. It's the umbrella that houses our entire ecosystem. However, you have to understand Miracle Cash and more, before I can even touch on Bellator. We'll tell you this much. Miracle Cash and more is the technology, it's the brain, it's the ecosystem. Bellator is the marketing arm. So you're going to hear in this video, you're going to hear them clearly say that we're not an MLM company. And we're not. Miracle Cash and more has nothing to do with MLM. However, we have a separate entity called Bellator, which is the marketing arm. And the only way you can have access to the Miracle Cash and more products is come through Bellator. All right. So with that being said, again, I want you to turn your speakers up and pay super attention to this next short clip, because it's going to give you the key insights on why this is a true opportunity. Pay close attention. Here we go.
Dear Bellator family, we wanted to share some key insights to help you better understand the true value of the opportunity you are part of, the foundation of Miracle Cash and more. Miracle Cash and more began its journey in 2017 with a clear vision to become a global fintech powerhouse, not just a traditional bank. Our starting point was the development of a core banking system, also known as a switch in the financial industry. This system consists of millions of lines of code. It took 3 years and over $5 million to develop. We built a mid-level core banking system from the ground up. Why is this significant? Because we own the technology. We are not leasing or dependent on third parties, which saves costs and provides flexibility. When you invest your time in a company, that company should deserve your time and effort by providing real sustainable value. What has the company invested to create an opportunity for you? Who is the actual customer? If it's just you, then it's not a real business. It's a cycle destined to fail. Most crypto MLMs have failed because they start with a compensation plan and then pick a product that fits. Their focus isn't on solving real-world problems, but on making quick money. That's not sustainable. Miracle Cash and More is not an MLM. It's a fintech company offering real services to merchants. Bellator is the marketing arm, designed to help expand Miracle's reach. This gives us the best of both worlds. A company with real products and services. A network marketing structure to help spread the word and reward those who grow the network.
Wow. Now, hopefully you caught that key insight where you saw exactly what Miracle Pay is, or Miracle Cash and more, right? So with that, I want to give you some more detail. Miracle Cash and more is an 8-year-old phenomenon. Now, I want you to understand that most companies in this space, the average is 1.5 to 1.7 years. We are 8 years old. We have well passed the test of time. Over 100 plus employees, over 90 million invested into this company, and you'll see why in just a moment. We're fully licensed and insured and highly regulated as well. Our CEO of Miracle Cash and More, Mr. Hakan Toran, didn't cut any corners. And we have physical stores, ladies and gentlemen. Right here is the picture of our first store in Amsterdam, and the actual phone number and address is right there. Powerful thing about our physical stores is you can literally go on with cash, credit card, debit card, or whatever, and purchase whatever kind of cryptocurrency you want. I want you to think about that, right? But you can also go in with your cryptocurrency and convert it into fiat if you like. But the most important thing on this screen is this image here. You see this brain, and above it says banking core, right? That's our core switch. It's a banking core. And as you can see, our entire ecosystem is centered around the brain. And this brain, this core banking switch, is one of the reasons why over 90 million has been already invested into the Miracle Cash and More platform. Reason being, guess what the only other entity is on the planet that has a banking core switch? Some of you guessed it right. The central banks in the world. Outside of the banking system, Miracle Cash and More is the only entity on the planet that has created a core switch. Okay? Now, okay, well, Derek, what is a core switch? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to show you another clip in a moment that's going to give you details on that. And I'm going to further explain exactly what a core switch is and what it does. So, as you can see here, I love this image because not only can you see that we're already a global platform, but there's pictures of the front of some of our other stores around the world. And over here's a few pictures of the inside as well. Are you kidding me? Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't some fly-by-night quote-unquote opportunity. This is real business. Now, I'm also going to share with you, I'm jumping ahead with this statement. I'm going to share with you how Wall Street is attacking this company. This is why any average person like we all are, I don't care if you're a multimillionaire or you're barely making it, any average person is hearing about this, when you see who's aligning themselves or who has aligned themselves with this company, it should be a no-brainer for you. Literally. Because just 2 years ago, Wall Street wasn't thinking about cryptocurrency. As a matter of fact, they were making negative statements about it as well. Now, Wall Street is one of the biggest income streams into the crypto space, and they're only second to the federal government. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to get wealthy, you have to be able to read what's called the signs of the times or the writing on the wall. Understand, don't get forced into it. Step ahead of it and position yourself to ride the wave to your financial freedom for generations to come, right? So now I want to make sure that you guys understand this switch. I need you to pay even closer attention to this short clip because it's going to show you our competitive edge. And the fact of the matter is we have no competition because our platform is also allowing not only you and I to become our own banks in a sense, but we're also in position now to bank the unbanked, the billions of people around the world who don't have access to basic banking needs, right? This company is also in position to allow these individuals to literally be able to have the basic privileges of banking, but to also change their financial future as well. Listen why and how we built our own core banking switch. Here we go.
We built our own switch, no third-party licensing required. Handles crypto transactions directly with customizable merchant admin panels. Offers higher APRs than traditional banks, making us the crypto bank for merchants. Secure and efficient transaction management. Continuous updates to benefit both customers and merchants.
Oh, almost forgot to pause it. You know I got to pause it there, guys. I want you to read, and my Zoom stuff is in the way, but I want you to read and pay close attention. Let me see if I can get to this slide thing. All my Zoom stuff is still blocking. Here we go. This screen right here. See, it went by so fast you didn't catch it. I want you to read with me what that says. A huge victory because of who we are and what we have secured, not what we're trying to secure, not what we're trying to recruit people to go get business, what we have secured. 4 contracts with the 4 largest POS device companies in the world. That's Ingenico, Pax, Verifone, and NCR. Put that in your mental bank. I'm going to delve into that in just a moment.
These companies represent over 100 million active accounts, and our technology is installed in all of these machines. This is a huge victory and a clear sign that we are leading the way in the industry. This is why it takes time to be the best. Building something of this magnitude isn't easy. It requires patience, dedication, and relentless hard work. But the results speak for themselves.
We're getting ready to jump into this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you guys didn't know you were going to be tested, but what were those four companies that I mentioned that we already have contracts with? I need you to type it in the chat. No, I'm just kidding. It's right there on your screen now. we're gonna get into this. Ingenico, Pax, NCR, and Verifone. Most of you should have heard of at least two or three of them, right? We have over 100 million merchant devices globally already. Our customers are the largest companies in the world. Now, what the POS devices are the point of sale systems that you tap, swipe, or insert your credit or debit card in when you go to make a purchase, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're not here trying to get people to, talk to companies about being able to accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment. That's already done. I need you to hear me clearly. That's already done. So what happens is when you go to pay for your dry cleaning or you go to pay for your lunch, right? And you tap, swipe, or insert your card, instantly that transaction goes to the core switch in the banking system and it routes it to your bank. This all happens in a split second. It goes to the core banking switch, which is the brain of the global banking system. And then it routes it to your specific bank to confirm that Derek Brown is the owner of this account. And does Derek Brown have the $15 to pay for his Subway sandwich in his account, right? And it says, yes, he does. And then it routes it back to the brain, back to that POS, and it says what? Successful transaction or sale or whatever. But if I didn't have the funds, it would also come back and let it be known it would be a declined transaction. Well, see, what we don't understand or know is all the things that are happening behind the scene, because that just went through the super highway of the banking system, and there are other entities getting paid. And the person that's paying, or the entity that's paying the fees, are the business owner. You see, my sandwich was $15.50, and that's all I paid. But the business has to pay a percentage to Visa, MasterCard, Discover, whatever card you're using. The business has to pay a fee to them. See, people forget this. Those services or companies, credit card services, charge 4 to 5% for that business to be able to accept credit or debit as a form of payment. Are y'all with me? So now what I want you to understand is Miracle Cash and More has now positioned every business for the most part around the world. And you name them, we already got them covered because they're covered through one of these four companies: McDonald's, Starbucks. You can go down the list, right? And online purchases, I'm not even going to include in this equation the fact that we have the fifth largest airport in the world already contracted. I'm not going to include in this equation that we have Shopify, online payments are done. And I'm not going to include that we are the chosen processor for an entire city that's being built in Bucharest. There's a new airport that's being built, a multi-billion-dollar project with a city being built around it. And we're, already the processing system for it. Are you kidding me? Not even including any of that in the equation. As a matter of fact, I want to show you rather than talk about it. But let me finish that example. So now, with us having the ability to allow businesses to now accept cryptocurrency as a form of payment, what about you being able to pay for your gas, get your dry cleaning, pay for your lunch at a restaurant, get your Starbucks coffee, pay your rent, pay your mortgage, go to Walmart and buy a TV, whatever you need to do by using cryptocurrency as a form of payment? Here's the kicker. All those transactions, again, have to be what? Verified on the blockchain superhighway. And by you becoming a node owner, you're now getting paid passively. I hope that's going to hit some of y'all about 1 a.m, but I don't even need it to take that long. I need you to get this in the next 5 minutes, right? So Let's take a look at this. I like to show and prove. This is Ingenico's website. I want you to take a screenshot, write the site down, do whatever you need to do. Look and see, see here that they're the global market leader in POS systems, point of sales devices, in 120 plus countries, and they have over 40 million terminals deployed worldwide already. That means with this particular contract that we have, and we're embedded into already over 40 million terminals globally, without mentioning all the last ones that I mentioned. But I rather show and prove again. This is still Ingenico's website. You can find this for yourself, and make sure you take a screenshot and write down their site. This is a multi-billion-dollar organization, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see here, Miracle Pay is right here on their website. And I'm going to even do you one better. Ingenico sent one of the POS devices to our CEO of Bellator, Mr. Michael Third. And here's a video of him unboxing it, and listen to what he said, but more importantly, look and see where we are in this POS system. Here we go.
Hey everyone, take a look at this. We just got a few of these machines shipped to us. It's the new Ingenico machine. And then when we turned it on, look at that. Look at that. How amazing is that? We're literally preloaded, not in the App Store, but actually on the device itself. You hit that, there you go. Isn't that incredible? Wow.
Wow is right. Already embedded in over 40 million terminals just with one company. If you happen to go to Pax's website, they have well over 40 million terminals globally, right? So I'm going to make you chuckle. You probably use your credit or debit card today, right? Even though it's a holiday and everybody's chilling, at some point you probably left and swiped, tapped, or inserted for something. Well, the very next time you do that, I want you to make sure you look down at that POS device, and it's going to say Ingenico, NCR, PAX, right? It's going to say one of our companies, and you're going to laugh to yourself. You're going to say, man, that guy was right. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, yeah, that's hot off the press.
Hey everyone.
That's super hot. So with that being said, now I could kind of get into a little more about Bellator. But before I do, remember I told you had to have a clear understanding of exactly what Miracle Cash and More is and has to offer the world, right? But I'm about to tune in to your favorite radio station because everybody's saying, okay, Derek, the technology sounds phenomenal. Whoop-de-doo, good stuff. But what's in it for me? Well, I'm about to tune in to station WIFM, your favorite radio station, right after this clip, but you need to see why this matters to you. Again, pay close attention to this clip. Some powerful facts coming out.
Many people don't have the experience to evaluate real opportunities. That's why we're committed to educating you while also sharing the potential of our company. We're not just another crypto project. We are a real company with real customers delivering real services. This document is for you, to help you recognize the difference between a fleeting opportunity and something that is truly deserving of your time and effort. We're proud to say we're just getting started. With our infrastructure in place, we're ready to scale globally. In the world of transactional finance, a switch, also known as a core banking system, is the central infrastructure that manages and routes financial transactions between different entities such as banks, payment processors, merchants, and card networks. When a customer swipes their card, taps their phone, or makes an online payment, the transaction request is generated and sent to the switch. The switch acts as the middleman. It receives the transaction data and routes it to the correct financial institution, e.g. the customer's bank, for authorization. Once the issuing bank processes the request, either approving or declining the transaction, the switch relays the response back to the point of sale, POS, terminal, or online platform almost instantly. After authorization, the switch helps settle the transaction, ensuring the funds are correctly transferred from the customer's bank to the merchant's account. The switch ensures transactions are secure, encrypted, and compliant with financial regulations like PCI DSS for card payments and KYC AML protocols for anti-fraud measures.
Absolutely phenomenal. Well, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to introduce you to Bellator. Remember, Bellator is the marketing arm. Now, we have several people that plug in just to acquire nodes. They just want to invest in the nodes and become node owners. We love our node owners, right? They don't want to share with anybody. They come, they get 10, 15, 30 nodes, some more than that. And that, it makes sense. And we love our node owners, right? But then there are those who actually have the heart condition to want to share, whether they share with a friend, family member, or coworker. And that's, again, where Bellator comes in with a phenomenal compensation plan. Also understand that Bellator was just launched December this year. So we're about to have our 1-year anniversary, okay, next month. So in addition to that, there's no attrition at all. And what that means to all of our marketers is the fact that you literally, I didn't mean to click that. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had some of the kids run in the room. I didn't want you guys to hear the twins looking for their uncle. So let me see. I don't know why this thing doesn't go back. Let me jump back to that slide very quickly. I should have introduced you guys to them. Then they definitely would have left me alone. But, so no attrition. What that means is that if you have an organization of 2 people or 20,000, ladies and gentlemen, every last person can leave and it wouldn't affect your income one bit because we don't get paid from people like most companies do. We get paid from nodes. I want you to think about that. A lot of times companies, if you guys have been involved in the industry, like for instance, I love this industry, but I ended up having a love-hate for it, right? Because there was so much drama, so many crazy things going on. Rug pulls when a company just, you have these companies that pay you a percentage, every hour, every day. And you think you're going to be a millionaire in 2 years and you don't realize you had 2 months, right? And leaders of some companies decide to leave and they end up pulling, or there's a vacuum stream that's caused by that because we watch this guy on the stage. Well, if he's leaving, there must be something wrong with this. And then half of your team goes with him too, and your check does what? Dwindles down. That can never happen with Bellator. In addition to that, every single person that participates wins because when you purchase a node is there's no human interference. It is going to pay out for life. You could transfer it, right? You can sell it to somebody. You can will it to your kids, but it is never going to stop paying. That's a big difference, right? And remember, it's a one-time purchase with no monthly fees, and the product pays you for life. Now, let's jump into the product. What I've been talking about is our CPU nodes. That's the software that validates transactions on the network, as you see on the screen. We're paid in our native token, the Phoenic token, right? And we're paid, it says deposited daily, but guys, we're paid every day, every hour, every second, right? We've seen people connect their wallet and boom, they start getting paid. It's mind-blowing. And the cost for a node is only $1,200 one time. You buy it once and you earn for life. Let me give you a hypothetical example. Now, understand there's an 80-20 split from the purchase of the CPU node, which is what we're talking about. And I want to give you a hypothetical example. And in this hypothetical example, I'm breaking these numbers down to what we call the ridiculous, meaning like we this is Derek Brown 101. We almost know that we're not going to get 2%. Number one, we have way over 100 million merchants, but we've established that we got at least 100 million, right? So you could just go to 2 websites out of just 4 of the contracts that we have, and you'll see that. So let's say in this hypothetical example where I'm dumbing it down to the ridiculous. Let's say we only get 2% of the 100 million merchants to offer cryptocurrency as a form of payment. I want you to flow with me with this example. Now, that's 2 million merchants, right? Let's say there are only 2 transactions via cryptocurrency a day with those 2 million merchants. And the average cost of those 2 transactions is $100. Are y'all with me? This is simple math. That gives you 400 million in merchant sales, $400 million that day in merchant sales. So that means Miracle Pay's fee is not 4 or 5% like these credit card companies are charging these merchants. Miracle Pay's fee per transaction is only 2%. And I want you to really think about this. Do you know why they never had to even worry about going to businesses and were able to go straight to the processors? So the businesses almost don't even have a say-so in it because the company that your transactions are coming through is now accepting cryptocurrency, baby, right? But the deal is our CEO is a genius because he could have just started some traditional crypto thing. But when you see how these numbers work, I see why he stayed in his lane and focused and put this platform together for 8 years. So 2% is Miracle Pay's fee per transaction. That's $8 million that day in revenue to Miracle Pay. Are y'all with me? Now, let's take this $8 million. Understand that 30% is paid out to the node owners. That's 2.4 million that day, right? So 80% goes to you and I being node owners or holders, and 20% goes into your downline. That's why it makes sense to build a team. You're double dipping. That'll hit some of y'all about 2 in the morning. Don't worry about it. So there's only 210,000 CPU nodes. So catch this. If you get a node tonight, and I've had mine for several months, you're earning the exact amount I'm earning. There's no trickle down effect or any of that. That's why, again, this is a no-brainer because the nodes are limited and you're paid all nodes. The funds are distributed evenly amongst all node holders. Right? So now that's $11.42 a day. Guys, that's $4,171 a year for something that you paid $1,200 for. And here's the deal. That's going to continue to increase what you're earning every single day, every single week, month, and every year. Because as mass adoption takes place, you're just going to make more and more. Here's the insane thing. Right now, you can multiply that. Let me do the math for you. Let me tell you first. Right now, there's a Black Friday sale going on. Yes. And I'm going to let this short clip tell you the date it's going to end. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you the clip before I break down the math on that because it'll make more sense. Now, this one is just a few seconds, so you definitely want to make sure you pay close attention to this one. Let's see here. Oh, no, it didn't disappear. No, there it is. Okay. Here we go. Check this out.
Every Black Friday, the same chaos, the same lies, the same so-called discounts. This Black Friday, break the cycle. Become part of the future fintech world and invest in your future instead. Black Friday just hit Bellator Life from 12:01 p.m. November 26th to 11:59 p.m. November 30th, Hawaii time. Buy one Miracle Pay CPU node, get 2 more free. Or choose Italy, $2,500 or $5,000, get the same nodes, but when you convert, you get double the shares. This weekend only. Bellator Life. Move like a warrior, win like a legend.
Woo! I like that. Move like a warrior, win like a legend. Are you kidding me? So, what you just heard was that we have a Black Friday special that's in effect right now, just started yesterday, and it ends Sunday. Listen to this close, write this down if you have to. It ends Sunday, or is that Monday? The 30th, right? Which is Sunday at 6 a.m., which is actually 6 a.m. Monday morning Eastern Standard Time. So you have more than enough time to acquire that, right? So let's look at this. Let's take a look at this. That means from one node, if you're earning $4,000 a year, you pay $1,200 for it. Remember, it's buy one, get two, is what he said with the CPU nodes. And he also said we have another node that allows you to convert part of it to shares of the company. You have until October to decide if you want to convert part of it to shares. But when you convert it, if you acquire the Italy convertible node, and the person that invited you can give you more details. Listen closely, because that Italy convertible node is no joke. That's all I can tell you. They can give you the details. But you get double the shares for those that acquire the Italy convertible node, which is different from the CPU node. Those that acquire it before the Black Friday sale ends, you get double the shares if you decide to convert it. Mind blowing. But let's look at something. $4,171. Where's my calculator? And if somebody's ahead of me, you can put that number in the chat. 4,171 times how many nodes are you getting? A total of 3. You're buying 1, getting 2 more free. So that's 4,171 times 3 equals, ladies and gentlemen, that's a little over 12 grand a year in this ridiculously low example I gave you for the purchase of one node. Let me give you another quick example before we get ready to wrap up, and I'm going to introduce you to the chairman of our board who's from Wall Street, and introduce you to the board that he brought along with him. So 100 million in merchants, 100 million merchants globally under contract. Let's say 10%, just 10% out of that 100 million in this ridiculously low example offers cryptocurrency as a form of payment, right? That's 10 million merchants. Rock with me, pay attention. There are only 2 crypto transactions a day. Only 2 with $100 average. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 2 billion in merchant sales. With a B. Miracle Pay is making 2%. They charge 2% per transaction. That's their fee. That's 40 million in revenue a day. This thing's gonna hit some of y'all. I'm telling you, you're gonna wake up. Now you're gonna be up to 3, 4 in the morning, right? That's 40 million in revenue a day. Now let's work with that number. 40 million in revenue to Miracle Cash or more a day. Well, remember, 30% is paid out to the node owners. That's $12 million a day in this ridiculously low example. 80% goes where? To the node holders, being you and I. 20% to the downline if you're sharing with other people, which means you're making more money. And there's a limited amount of 210,000 of these nodes, right? That's $45 a day. $45.71. That's $16,685 a year in this ridiculously low example. Well, let's see what 16,685 is times 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that's over 50 grand. Now, I know some people who get up an hour, drive to work one way, and come home and drive another hour back home, and they make about 50 grand. But you did a one-time purchase, and in this ridiculously low example, you're earning a little over 50 grand. Are you kidding me? Let's continue on, right? For sake of time, I'm not going to go through this. This is just a rank promotion example because we do have a $50 million bonus pool. I will say this. Our CEO, we have it on tape. He said, some of you don't understand. You're going to be the highest paid, for lack of a better term. We call ourselves node owners because this isn't some MLM thing. This is a real company with a real world use product, right? The marketing arm is just how we get paid for acquiring nodes and for sharing with other people. This ain't no MLM, typical MLM company. We don't get paid like typical MLMers. And our CEO said, and we have it on video, he said, some of you don't understand. You guys are going to earn more than the historic individuals like the Dexter Yeagers and some other individuals that almost seem mythical in this field. You guys are going to earn more than them because of what the company's positioned already to offer the world. And so because we earn ridiculously, the company can do things that no other company can do. When you get to the rank of champion and or legend, this is why we're running people to champion cat quick, you're put in a $50 million bonus pool. No companies in the history of the industry at all has ever done it, and they won't be able to because they don't see the type of revenue. You can't make, $1 billion in sales a day selling soap, lotions, potions, and weight loss products. I'm just keeping it real with you. You want to position yourself to get paid and get in the way of things that people are doing every day anyway. You don't have to teach anybody to swipe their credit debit card. You don't have to teach anybody to pay for their gas. I want you to think about that. Yeah, I gained a few pounds before I got here and ate for the holiday, but that's my business. I don't want to hear about your weight loss shake right now. Okay? We all make enough money. I could go see the fat doctor any part of the world and have him cut it off, give me a pill, suck it out, whatever I want to do. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm being real radical tonight. Simple 3 ways to get started. Before I introduce you to our chairman, stay tuned. Number 1, contact the person who shared the opportunity with you. Get their link and enroll. As a matter of fact, if I was you, I'm not you, but if I was, I'd be texting them now and saying, hey, just send me your link because it's free to sign up. There's no auto ship. There's no website fees. There's no, we all got the same website. Why are you charging me $30 a month for a replicated website? Are you kidding me? All these little hustles that go on. See, one thing with Bellator is we are bringing integrity and honor back to this industry. My charger just fell out, and I definitely don't want to go black on you guys because my battery was low. So we actually always say that we have a home for all the wounded warriors, all the people out there that's been burnt, all the people out there that's lost money. What's ever happened to you, we now have a home for you. And we're bringing integrity back. So you want to make sure you get that link now. You guys see how I told you never let them see you sweat? I don't need this computer blacking out right at the end of my presentation. The second thing you want to do after you enroll is you want to get a node, right? Listen, you want to make sure that you're a product of the product. How are you going to talk about something if you can't be about it? But you want to hear something ridiculous? You don't have to own a node to get paid from selling a node. So the last step is once you acquire your node, make sure you share with somebody else. But I'm telling you something powerful. Whether you bought your node or not, if you don't own a node, you sign up for free. You shared this with me, you would earn $225 in a direct sale bonus because I acquired a node. Are you kidding me? I told you this ain't no traditional MLM company, and they want everybody to be in position. So if you just happen to be broke, hopefully you ain't shy too, because you can't be shy and broke. All right, one of them got to go. But if you just happen not to have the finances, what about the fact you can get the person who introduced you, get their link right now, and then get 3 or 4 people on our webinar tomorrow and earn the income to go ahead and get your node? Are you kidding me? But you can get paid without even owning the product. Because again, we want everybody to make sure they're in position to experience the blessing of owning a CPU node and be able to share the blessing of Bellator, right? So with that, in conclusion, and I'm getting ready to introduce you to our chairman of the board, remember, Miracle Pay, the brain, the product, the ecosystem, 8-year-old rock solid company, 100 plus employees, over 90 million invested, fully licensed, insured, highly regulated, and we have physical stores already. This isn't something we're talking about. We have physical stores around the world, right? We have our main office is in New York City. I'm getting ready to show you the address. And then the actual operations office is in North Cyprus. And then we just opened an office in Dubai, right? That's the actual product, the company. the establishment. Then we have the marketing arm, Bellator, which is a big baby in diapers, which has a phenomenal comp plan. We're having our 1 year celebration in New York next month. No attrition. And the two have come together to create the most powerful opportunity on the planet, bar none, right? So what I want to do now is I mentioned to you at the beginning of the presentation that Wall Street is now fully aligned in understanding the strength of the blockchain. I always said I'll know when our voting system wants to be 100% transparent. When they put it on the blockchain. You shouldn't have to stand in line for hours to vote, right? You should be able to just hit a button on your phone because the blockchain is fully immutable. It's a global ledger. Everybody can see the transactions. And the central banking system is like an old dinosaur now. And Wall Street, the real money people in the world, are recognizing the power of the blockchain. I want you to hear this out of the chairman of our board, Mr. Douglas Anderson. He's the CEO also. He owns a company called Wall Street Capital Partners. And in this video, he's on the stock exchange on Wall Street. He's on the floor at the New York Stock Exchange talking about his alignment with our company. Turn your speakers up. We're going to get ready to wrap up after this one, but you got to meet the chairman of our board.
And a warm welcome today to the Wall Street Capital segment of New to the Street. I'm Janet Alvarez, your host here from the iconic New York Stock Exchange. We're joined today by a very special guest, Doug Anderson, CEO of Wall Street Capital Management. Doug, how are you today?
Great to be here. Thank you.
Doug, there's so much history here at the New York Stock Exchange, and I feel like people like yourself are rooted in the traditional exchanges, in the traditional world of finance. How did you decide to make the leap to crypto?
So it wasn't hard. I mean, we are looking at the numbers, and as recent as like 7 years ago, I think we're looking at 3 billion transactions in that space. Today, we're looking upwards of 70 billion. Wow. So the growth is phenomenal, and it's something that can't be ignored. And people on this floor here are not ignoring it. They're looking at it very closely. And so we're following it, and we're looking for special companies that are cutting edge, that have something that we think is going to be catch fire, let's say, and grow exponentially. And when something grows exponentially, of course, investors can profit from that multiple.
Absolutely. So for our audience that isn't yet familiar with Miracle, tell us about a Miracle. What is it? Where is it founded?
So the holding company for Miracle is Metaterra, and Miracle is one of their software assets. Metaterra is a company that we're working with, and we're interested in listing that on the stock exchange. It'll be a holding company for various software assets that they've developed. The first one being Miracle Pay. So you've noticed when you go to a store or a restaurant or what have you, these PAX or Ingenico machines, they're handheld by the server or at the point of purchase, and you wave your card over it or your Apple Pay, and the system reads it and the transaction happens instantly. What's different in this case is it enables a crypto wallet to do the same thing, and it's been approved by those companies, Ingenico and PAX, and those two companies represent the largest number of machines out there. So that's maybe 40 million machines across Europe, for example. And so that is a big deal to us. And when we saw that, we realized, hey, we better jump on this thing right away and do what we can to catch the train and not be standing at the station.
All right, you heard from the man himself. You got to do what you can to catch the train and not be standing at the station, because I'm going to tell you, we are moving like an Amtrak train with no brakes and no gears, right? We're not taking any prisoners, and we're shooting the wounded. We don't even have time to scoop up the wounded right now. So understand, at this point, we always have three types of people. Number three person says, Derek, it sounds good, but it's not for me. If you're a number three person, I want to thank you for taking time out on a holiday evening, very special evening. And that's why the person was excited that invited you to even share this with you right now. But I'm going to say this for everybody that invited someone. Right now, we're not looking for everybody. I'm going to be honest with you. So while I thank you for your time, I want everybody to understand we are not looking for everybody right now. We're looking for people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We're looking for people who understand in business, timing is everything. People who have eyes to see and ears to hear and understand how to position themselves in front of the next financial behemoth that's already here. See, had this thing launched 2 years ago, we wouldn't be seeing what we're seeing now because Wall Street wasn't ready. But now, as I said, the sun, moon, and stars have lined up. Everything is in the proper perspective. The key is are you in the right you to even be able to recognize the right opportunity now? Because we missed the birth of Bitcoin, being able to invest in it. We missed being able to invest in Uber and Airbnb. Just think about if you were able to invest and get a small piece at the very beginning of a Microsoft. But 99.9% of us miss that. Well, is it because you're not in the right you? Have you been beat up so bad by corporate America or other opportunities where you're still looking behind you instead of having your eyes focused forward to be able to recognize the next opportunity in front of you? Number two person has questions. If you're a number two person, what I suggest you do is get the link of the individual that invited you. Go through the site. People always say, well, I got to do a little more research. Are you kidding me? What are you going to do? Go to YouTube and Google? Do you think Douglas Anderson, the CEO of Wall Street Capital, and the team that he's put together has a few more resources than you and I? And you got the nerve to say you're going to do some research on Google and YouTube? Are you kidding me? Let's keep it real, guys. But who this presentation was for is that number one person who said, Derek, you could have shut up 30 minutes ago when you told me I had the opportunity to acquire a digital vending machine and position myself and my family to get paid for life. Then I can get paid if I share with other people and get paid a percentage of their notes. Well, it's to that number one person who this presentation was for, as my belly is full of turkey and a whole lot of other stuff, right? I want to be the first to congratulate you in taking your first steps and changing the trajectory of your family's finances for life. I look forward to working with you personally. Remember, you're going to be brought into a private community that we have, communication line, where we do trainings and you'll know about the next meetings. As a matter of fact, there's going to be one tomorrow. But you're going to have to be in that private communication channel to find out about it, all right? So with that, again, be sure to get back to the person that introduced you. Tell them that you're either in or out. Please don't get a headache, let your hypertension kick in, or having a heart attack about making a business decision. You're either in or out. And as your screen says, if you don't believe it or you don't get it, we don't have time to try to convince you. We don't convince anybody here. We just simply make the facts plain. With that, again, my name is Derek Brown. God bless, good night, and enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend. And I look forward to meeting you all in a city near you very, very soon. God bless